Grand Rising, beautiful family. Rhoda's recovery reminders, and Ratchet is right here with me. Yes, she is. It is Thursday today. This week has really went by fast for me. I think it was because last week was really intense. I had just a lot of intense emotions coming up for me this whole past week. And I know it's because the full moon was in Scorpio, which is my sign. And I know that that is when we get our spiritual gift that, goes down and comes back up the spine and then activates the pineal gland. I'm still learning how to do it during my meditation, but I am in practice. So I know that I will get better and more will be revealed. But I really have been missing getting out into nature because this weather has been really wicked crazy. Like, I work 2 to 10 in the evening. So, like, most of my afternoon is spoken for except for on the weekends. So, in the morning, if it's not really warm, I can't get out like I want to into nature. So I just usually end up sitting out back here, which is fine with me because, like I am halfway in the woods, at least in my camper, which I am definitely moving back in this weekend. It's going to be up into the 70s and it's not going to get into the freezing digits overnight. So I won't really need the heater. That's why I've been not moving back out there because last year, before it got too crazy cold, when I was still living out there, we had the wall get really hot because I was pulling too much electricity. So I am trying to find other ways to heat it and, without using electricity and the plug-in heaters. So I went and bought myself a propane heater, just a little one, but now I have to get a CO detector. So, I don't want to suffocate myself in there. So, anyway, I am taking things as they come, and I am not getting anxious or upset because it's not happening when I expected it to. And that is what I'm learning. We have to accept life as it comes to us instead of getting upset about the things we can't do anything about. And that's like, I'm just so grateful for learning that, well, if I can't do anything about it, there's no reason to get upset about it. So, moving on. Okay, I am willing to acknowledge the truth must be told in a way it can be heard. Some people are very good at using a razor blade with a smile. Their words are smooth, so sweet, so softly spoken, it may take you a moment to realize that you have even been cut. While you are standing there bleeding, no, hemorrhaging, they put the razor blade away long enough to ask you, "What's the matter, honey?" Often the person speaking the truth, but the truth is not the issue here. How the truth is told is the issue. A sweet, gentle, smiling razor blade is still a razor blade. Most people are open to hearing the truth when it is said in a way they can hear it. People cannot hear you when you make them wrong. People cannot hear you when you attack their weaknesses. People cannot hear you, what you are saying, if by saying it you are making yourself better than they are. Do not make the mistake of believing that people you speak to do not know what you really mean. They do. If there's one thread of judgment, criticism, or denigration in what you are saying, believe it. They know. They do. They really do know. They are going to hear you. In fact, they are going to shut you out. If you want to ensure that people will hear you when you talk about difficult or uncomfortable situations, speak to them from your heart. Speak to them from a place of compassion and concern. See yourself as their teacher, their healer, their step to the next level of spiritual and emotional growth. That's what we're here for, all of us. See them as part of yourself that does not like to be wrong, does not like to be criticized, does not like to be cut to shreds in the process of learning. Until today, you may have been told the truth in a stinging, biting, or cutting way that meant people could not hear you. Just for today, practice telling yourself some truth about yourself that is difficult for you to hear. When you master the art of telling yourself the truth lovingly, use what you have learned when talking to other people. Today, I'm devoted to learning how to tell the truth in a gentle, compassionate, and loving manner. And that is so true. You know, if somebody tells you something, even if it's the truth, if it's done with some kind of animosity and maliciousness, we kind of like shut it out. And I think, most traumatized people come from like situations and lifestyles that was all, negative and traumatizing. And it's their responsibility to change that in their adulthood. And if they're not, you're not responsible for it. And it's time to, basically do what you can and change yourself and your patterns that you can change, and allow people to be who they are and how they are. And that's kind of what I realized I needed to do in my previous relationship. He made me feel like just very unseen. And I truly see myself today, so I don't look for outside ways to validate me. I'm doing it internally by learning my spiritual growth, learning more about myself and who I am and why I am the way I am, and being okay with that 100% and loving myself entirely, good and bad, because the good and bad is all just a perception that we have in this 3D realm from something that we were taught as children. And everything that we were taught is reteachable. And I have done a very good job at retraining my mind to love myself and be okay in whatever I'm feeling, because we're all human. We all have human emotions. Some of them are very hard to deal with and they hurt, but they are temporary, and they are there to teach us something if we are willing to open ourselves up to that pain, to understand what it is inside of us that it's trying to show us. Because it is only through changing the internal that we are actually changing anything on the outside. We're changing how we see it, That's all we're doing, is changing how we see it. And by doing that, we kind of change how we interact with the world. At least that's how it's happened for me in my recovery. And gratitude is my first and foremost number one attitude. And I have a gratitude list every morning, and I make sure that I know all the things that I'm grateful for. And, I know what it's like to have nothing. I have lived in a tent in the woods with nothing, no home, no car, no nothing. So everything that I have worked in order to get today, I am very grateful for. And I will continue aligning internal forces within myself with the external forces so that we're all going in the same flowing direction of life. I have no resistance for life anymore. And because it's the resistance, that's what is the suffering. When we resist what is, we have this, unbalance internally. So we have to accept life on life's terms each and every day. And when we do it with a positive attitude, we find that it somehow changes the way our perception. I don't know. I wish I could explain it to you. I can just tell you that it happened by changing my routine and my daily outlook, and what I took in on a daily basis changed the way I perceived the world. And I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful. And I love each and every one of you that come and share my new way of seeing the world with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I wish you nothing but the best blessings when you're in alignment with your peace and positivity. It's a lot easier to go out into the world and be a blessing to other people. So I love you guys. I want you all to just have a really wonderful day. Give yourself a hug and know that you are loved. You are everything that you think you are. Be a blessing. Peace. I love you.